Dusty Baker now at the podium after Game 3 of the World Series, coming up short 2-0.
We'll start with Brian and then Chandler.
Dusty, how do you size up just what happened to your offense tonight and just struggling to get anything going, not only against Anderson, but then when their bullpen came in?
Well, like I told you a couple days ago, when you haven't faced a guy, the nod goes to him for a while. And, he was effectively wild. I mean, he had a 1-to-1 ratio balls to strikes, and our guys never could zero in on the strikes. And, they're, no secret that they got a good bullpen. And so, we didn't center, too many balls tonight. We threatened a couple times and, didn't get the 2-out RBI hits that we had gotten before. And that was kind of uneventful, night for us. But, invariably when you shut us down, usually our guys come back, the next day and score a bunch. So I hope history repeats itself.
Chandler, a little further to your right, and then Danielle.
Dusty, I know you mentioned Anderson was effectively wild. As he came out of the game, you guys kind of did a sigh of relief a little bit. I know their bullpen's very good. But
No, not really. I mean, it's like, I think they did what they had to do. I mean, no, we didn't breathe no sigh of relief. I mean, it's like I said, he was, you can't take anything away from him, but, when the guy's in the zone, out of the zone, I mean, like I said, it's tough to zero in on him.
We'll go to Danielle right next to Chandler.
Stephanie, what did you make of the job that your pitching staff as a whole did tonight? And Garcia, it seemed like his velocity was up again, but maybe his command, like you feared, was not there.
Well, our team, did a good job of getting out of trouble. You know what I mean? Because they had left a lot of men on base early, and I mean, one of the secrets of pitching is knowing how to get out of trouble. Usually you can't get out of trouble, more than 2 or 3 times during the game. But I thought, that Garcia had enough, and then the rest of our guys, did a real good job. That home run in the 9th helped. Garneau's been a pain on our side this whole series, and he's kind of a pain against other teams that I was on. So, they played a good game tonight, and there's nothing you can say about it. It's not what we didn't do, it's what they did do.
Go back to Brian in the 5th row on your left.
Correa and Bregman have both struggled throughout this series. How hard is it for your offense to get going at the level that you're accustomed to if those two guys aren't swinging it well?
Well, yeah, I mean, you count on those guys, but, nobody can hit all the time. I mean, you get spoiled by the fact that they're hitting almost daily. And, again, like I keep referring to the law of averages, I mean, the more those guys get out, the more they are one at bat away from a hot streak. That's how hitters think. It's like, okay, if I'm not hitting today or tomorrow, then somebody's in trouble in the near future, the very near future.
Jake on the 5th row on your right.
Dusty, in the 8th, when you hit Diaz for Maldonado, obviously Castro's coming in the game, but what'd you like about hitting him there versus the lefty Matzik as opposed to maybe McCormick or Siri on the bench? The
well, I couldn't run out of men either. You know what I mean? And Matzik historically has been better against right-handers and left-handers, especially this year. And, this year, left-handers have hit him better than right-handers. And so Castro's been pretty good down the stretch against both. And the reason I hit, Diaz first, because I thought he had a better chance of, getting on base, and then run Siri for him, which he, did his job. He stole the base and was in position to, to score a run.
Jason, halfway back on your left.
Yes.
Dusty, you got 5 outs out of Yimi Garcia, 3 outs out of Raley, especially starting a stretch like this in the series with 3 games in as many nights. How important was that, not just to keep the game close, but to also, maybe save some guys in your bullpen for, key games tomorrow night?
Yeah, Sunday. You're in a stretch of three games in a row, and, you got to do what you can tonight. to hold that game where it was. But, we have some relatively, fresh arms guys. Other than Jimmy didn't go, multiple innings, which is big in the ensuing nights.
A couple more for Dusty. Barry up front.
Hey, Dusty, are you going with Greinke? And if so, do you expect the kind of effort he gave you? I think people forget last year in the NLCS, he gave you a great effort as you guys tried to come back from 3-0.
Right. Well, yeah, we're going to go with Greinke tomorrow. And if anybody knows, how to pitch in a big game, it's Greinke. We don't know how long he's going to go. Just give us as much quality as you can, and then we'll turn it over to somebody else.
One more for Dusty. All right, Dusty, thank you so much.
Thanks.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
For the Astros.
All right, Dusty, thanks. Ian Anderson shut down the Astros on this night. In his first 8 career postseason starts, a 1.26 ERA. Only lower El Duque. Orlando Hernandez had a 1.22 ERA. Ian Anderson, the rookie, he is now 5-0 at home this postseason, regular season and postseason combined. The Braves have not lost a game at home when Ian Anderson takes the mound. And of course, they do not lose on this night as they shut out the Astros 2-0 to take a 2-1 series lead. Full highlights and reaction coming up at the top of the hour here on CBS Sports HQ. Keep it locked.